Good morning, students. Welcome back to English 2 class. We have already started chapter number 16, A Ghost in the House, and we have completed half of the chapter. Till here, we have seen that Heidi was an orphan girl and she used to live with her grandfather in the Alps. Okay, and she also had a friend Peter. So, from there, her aunt Deity took her to Clara's house, and she used to live with Clara. And there, Clara's grandmother used to visit, and she used to talk to Heidi and teach her sewing. Okay, and one day, grandmother asked her that why Heidi was sad. Does she had the same problem as before? Hedy said yes. So grandmother asked Hedy if she prays to God or not. She said no because God it is useless because God is not listening to her. So grandmother convinced her that God gives you whatever you want but in the right time. Okay, and he sees that who trusts him and who does not trust him. So keep trust on God and keep praying. So Hedy listened to grandmother and followed whatever she said. She again started praying, and one day the grandmother left from there. So Hedy and Clara were very sad. Hedy once started reading a book to Clara, and while reading in that story, she found the grandmother had died. So she was very sad because she related that story with her own life and thought the grandmother that she met, that is Clara's grandmother, had died, and she also thought that her grandfather had also died because they are living so far, and she kept on weeping. And Mrs. Rottenmeier, the housekeeper, when she came, Clara told her about what had happened, and then Mrs. Rottenmeier, she had threatened Hedy that if she doesn't stop crying, she will take away the book. But to Hedy, the book was very precious, so it was like one of her treasures. So she stopped crying, okay, and she never cried again, whatever she read. And since she was missing her grandfather and the free life on the mountains, she had lost her appetite and she had become thin, and she was also sad. She kept on weeping and she buried her face in the pillow and remained awake till late night. Okay, she could not sleep. This was the condition of Hedy. Now let us see. Weeks and months went by. Hedy did not know whether it was summer or winter. But when spring came, she imagined that Peter would be out with the goats. So weeks and months passed, and Hedy did not know that what season was going on. Was it summer or winter? She did not know. But when spring came, she just imagined that Peter would be out with the goats on the mountains. Okay. The flowers would be glowing in the sunlight. She sat alone in her room without moving till Clara sent for her again. So the flowers would be glowing. She just imagined the place there where she used to live in the mountains, what Peter would be doing, and what will be the weather there. The flowers would be glowing in the sunlight. She sat alone in the room without moving till Clara sent for her. Okay. Soon after, strange events began to occur in Mr. Seseman's house. After this, few strange events began to occur in Mr. Seseman's house. Let us see what were the events. Every morning, when the servants went downstairs, they found the front door wide open. Every morning, when the servants they went to downstairs, they found that the front door was wide open. For some days, they looked to see if anything was missing from the house, but not a thing had been touched, and the door was doubly locked at night, and a wooden bar put across it. But the next morning, the door stood open again. Now these servants they looked in their house if anything was missing. Okay, but nothing had been touched from the house. The next day, they again doubly locked the door. and a wooden bar also was put across the door. But in the next morning, they again found that the door was open. Okay, Mrs. Rottenmeier told Sebastian and John, the house elves, to stay up one night to see what was going on. So Mrs. Rottenmeier told Sebastian and John, who were the house elves, to remain awake one night to see what was happening. Okay, what was going on, who is opening the door. So she gave them Mr. Sesaman's pistols and told them to remain in a room close to the hall. She gave Mr. Sesaman's pistol to Sebastian and George and told them to remain in a room that is close to the hall. The two of them kept talking for a while but then fell asleep. Now the two of them, they fell asleep after talking for a long time. Okay, they woke up around 1 o'clock and went into the hall to see as all was well. So they went into the hall at 1 o'clock to check that everything was okay or not. John was holding a candle, but a sudden gust of air from the front door blew it out. Now, what is the meaning of gust? Gust means a strong blast. So a strong wind blew and the candle that John was holding, it blew out. Okay. He saw something and was very afraid. He saw something. John saw something and he was very afraid of that. He pulled Sebastian back into the room and lit the candle again. Then he pulled back Sebastian into the room and he lit the candle again. Sebastian was alarmed to see John shaking with fear. Now, Sebastian, when he saw that John was shaking with fear, he just imagined what had happened. Then John told him that he had seen a white figure standing at the top of the stairs and then it had vanished. So John told Sebastian that a white figure was standing at the top of the stairs and then suddenly it had vanished, disappeared. Okay. In the morning, the two of them told Mrs. Rottenmeier what had happened. She sat down and wrote a letter to Mr. Sesaman telling him the details of the strange events that were taking place in the house. She told him they were all in danger because of the ghost, so he should return immediately. So Mrs. Rottenmeier, what had happened, she informed to Mr. Sesaman, okay, through a letter, and he should return immediately. So Mr. Sesaman, he again wrote back that it was not possible for him to leave his work and come home. So if she was afraid, he could write to the grandmother and ask her to come. His reply annoyed the housekeeper. Now Mr. Sesaman said that it was not possible for him to leave the work and come home. So if she is afraid, she can call the grandmother to come to the house. And this reply made the housekeeper, Mrs. Rottenmeier, very annoyed. She was very angry. Till now, the housekeeper had not told the young girls about the fearful happenings. Till now, the housekeeper had not told the girls, that is the Clara and Heidi, about whatever had happened. Okay, now what was happening in the house. She went and told them all that had taken place. Now she went and told Clara and Heidi about what was happening in the house. Clara began to scream in fear and wanted her father to be with her. So Clara was very much frightened. She began to scream, okay, in fear. And she wanted that her father should be there with her. So she said that the housekeeper should sleep in her room. Okay, in the house help. Sorry, she said that the housekeeper should sleep in her house help room, and so should Heidi. Mrs. Rottenmeier told her that she would sleep in Clara's room and the house help Trinity in Heidi's room. So Mrs. Rottenmeier told Clara that she will sleep with her and the household Trinity will sleep in Heidi's room. But Heidi had never heard of ghosts and said that she preferred to sleep alone. So Heidi said that she never heard of ghosts, so she preferred that she will sleep alone. Mrs. Rottenmeier wrote another letter to her master telling him about Clara's fears. On receiving this letter, Mr. Sesaman came home within 2 days. On receiving Mrs. Rottenmeier's letter and learning about Clara's condition, he returned back within 2 days. He went at once to his daughter's room and felt relieved to find her looking well. When he came he just went to his daughter's room, that is Clara's room, and he felt relieved to find that she is looking well. Then he went to the dining room and sent for Sebastian, and he told him to go and ask his friend the doctor to come to his house at 9 o'clock that night. So he called Sebastian, Mr. Sesemann called Sebastian and told him to go and call his friend, that is the doctor, to come at 9 o'clock at that night. So he then went back to Clara and told her not to be afraid of the ghost now that he had come home. So he then went to Clara and convinced her not to be afraid of the ghost because her father is there at home. The doctor arrived after the girls and Mrs. Rottenmeier had gone to bed. The doctor arrived when the girls and Mrs. Rottenmeier had gone to bed. The two men went to the same room where Sebastian and John had kept watch. So these two men, that is Doctor and Mr. Sesemann, they went to the same room where Sebastian and John had kept watch. They lit two big candles and kept two guns with them. The two friends kept talking of all sorts of things, and soon it was 1 o'clock. These two men, that is these two friends, that is Mr. Sesemann and the doctor, they kept on talking of all sorts of things, and soon it was 1 o'clock. And suddenly the doctor said, "Do you hear something?" He said to be silent because he heard something. They both listened carefully and then heard the key turning in the lock. They both listened carefully to the sound that was coming, and they heard the key turning in the lock. The door opened. The two men picked up the candles and guns and went into the hall. When the door opened, these two men, they picked up their candles and the guns and they went into the hall. The moonlight was shining in through the open door. They could see a white figure standing in the doorway. So the moonlight was getting inside the open door, and they could see a white figure standing in the doorway. You can see in the picture. "Who is there?" said the doctor loudly, going towards the figure. The doctor went towards the figure and asked that who is there. It turned and gave a low cry. So that figure turned and then gave a low cry. There stood little Hedy in her nightgown, trembling like a leaf. So she was shaking like a leaf. Okay, Hedy. She was in her nightgown. "So, child, what does this mean?" said Mr. Sesemann. "Why did you come here?" So Mr. Sesemann said that, "Child, what does this mean? Why you are here? Okay, why did you come here?" The white with fear, Hedy answered, "I don't know." Hedy was very much frightened and she said that, "I don't know why I am here." The doctor told Mr. Sesemann to go and sit down and he would take Hedy up to her room. The doctor said to Mr. Sesemann to go to his room and sit down there, and he would take Hedy up to her room. Once there, he laid her on the bed and sat by her side, waiting for her to stop trembling. So the doctor took Hedy to her room and laid her on the bed, and he waited till Hedy became normal and she had stopped trembling. Then he said, "There now, you are feeling better. Tell me where were you going?" So the doctor asked, "Now you seem to be better. So tell me, where were you going?" "I did not want to go anywhere. I did not know. I went downstairs." She said that she did not want to go anywhere and she also does not know why she went downstairs. The doctor kept questioning the little girl gently and soon realized that she was a sleepwalker and very unhappy in Frankfurt. So the doctor kept on questioning Hedy, and Hedy soon realized that she had become a sleepwalker and she was very unhappy in Frankfurt. All she wanted was to go to her grandfather and live on the mountain with him. She wanted to go to her grandfather and live there on the mountain. He let Hedy cry as he knew it would do her good. So the doctor let Hedy cry because he knew that when she will cry, it would do good for her. Telling her that it would be all right soon, he left her alone and went to Mr. Sesemann. Convincing Hedy that it will be all right soon, he left Heidi alone and went to Mr. Sesamon. The doctor plainly told him that the little girl was a sleepwalker and was very homesick. So the doctor said to Mr. Sesamon that this little girl was a sleepwalker and she was homesick. Homesick means sad due to being away from home. If she wasn't sent home immediately, she would become more sick and unhappy. So if she would not be sent to her home quickly, she would become more sick and unhappy. The doctor told his friend that the child's illness could not be cured with pills and powders. That means the child's illness could not be cured with any kind of medicine. So Mr. Sesamon was shocked at the doctor's word. Mr. Sesamon was shocked to hear at the doctor's word. He would not believe that a happy and a healthy child had become a miserable skeleton and no one had known anything about it. So he could not believe about Heidi's condition, how a happy and healthy child had become a miserable skeleton and no one even know about it. He planned to send Heidi home as soon as he could arrange it. So he planned that he would send Heidi as soon as possible to the mountains to her grandfather. So children, here we end our class. This is the end of the chapter. The next class we will discuss the question answer. Children, take care. Bye and thank you, children.